Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday, August the 9th, 2016 at 6 p.m., our regular City Council meeting, and also our successor agency meeting. We'll go ahead and call both meetings to order. And we have participants of the Hawaiian Gardens rugby team tonight that are going to do the flag salute for us. Guys, good to see you. Look, you got trophies. You look good. Will you lead us in the flag salute?
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you can all please remain standing for the invocation. Lord, we come before you this evening, and we thank you for the opportunity to conduct the business of the city. We ask that you would direct us and guide us. We also want to open this meeting in fond memory of Jim Underwood, our city clerk Sue Underwood's husband, who passed away. Those of us that have faith, thank you that he is in the presence of you. And Lord, we rejoice with Sue in that. And Lord, we all understand and have heartfelt condolences for Sue, who goes on in this life without her beloved husband, but thanking you, Lord, for all the many years, the many memories, the many good times. Thank you, Lord, for his devotion as a husband, and Lord, we thank you also for his memory in this city. He's been here for many, many years, he and Sue both. So we open this meeting in his honor and in Sue's honor, and we ask this in your name. And everybody said, Amen. Amen. Please be seated. We have roll call.
Councilmember Director Rios asked to be excused. Councilmember Director Tremble.
Here.
Councilmember Director Maravilla.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Vice Chair Member Rodriguez asked to be excused. Mayor Chairman Bruce.
Here.
You have a quorum.
And I'm sorry, rugby team, that, half of our council's not even here. When I looked at our presentations, I went, oh, gosh, they finally are going to make a presentation and half the council's not here. Ernie, what kind of luck is that? But we are glad that you're here. We're going to start with a presentation by Bashir Matten of recent special events in our city. So if you look at the screens there.
With Miss Iveta Vina. Can you tell us what you're doing here today?
We're distributing a couple of shirts to all the residents here that are participating in the march. We do the National Night Out every year, and this is what we provide to all the residents.
Hola, buenas tardes, ¿cómo está?
Bien, muy bien, gracias a Dios. Aquí con este proyecto nuevo, ahorita que estamos en la Hawaiian Garden, que me hicieron la invitación otra vez de nuevo para estar con ustedes en hacer el warm-up para Hawaiian Garden. Me encanta.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for National Night Out.
I want to say that National Night Out is a community police awareness raising event held throughout the United States since 1984. And we're one of many cities throughout the nation holding this event tonight. And ours, of course, is the best celebration in town, right? I would like for you to join with me in thanking all of our public safety officers that are here with us tonight and their volunteers from both our police and our fire departments. Give them a big hand. We all need each other, and we need to work together for peace, just like the back of your t-shirt says. But realistically speaking, people, every single person in humankind is flawed. Every institution is flawed. Every individual is flawed. And truthfully admitting those flaws on both sides of the line without excuses is where and when positive change begins.
Buenas tardes a todos aquí que estamos presentes y que tienen sus niños. Muchas gracias porque los niños son muy importantes para que no se metan en las pandillas, que drogas y cuídenlos. Y muchas gracias.
City of Hawaiian Gardens, I'm honored to be here, and I just want you to take these words that were spoken from this dais tonight and make them part of our lives. And let's just make this place a better place. Thank you very much.
This is what National Night Out is all about. It's about a community coming together for the betterment of our city. And as partners, that's the only way that we can solve the problems that plague any community. And the Sheriff's Department is one entity, the city's the other, but the school district, the fire department, everything's working to that ultimate goal, and that's to keep our community safe.
I want all the community to take advantage of our CERT program, because when we do get a major emergency, we are going to be taxed. The sheriffs are going to be taxed, the fire department are going to be taxed, and we want to make sure everybody's safe as possible. So I'd like all of you to look in. We have a website, LA County Fire Department, into our CERT program where the community can come together and learn how to prepare for a major disaster like an earthquake or something like of that matter, where you can help each other.
Well, we organized the event with Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and the Fire Department. So Fire Station 34, the fire engine, led us in a community peace march from City Hall to the Public Safety Center, where we have entertainment, music, public safety displays, and a lot of activities for kids, as well as the barbecue.
What do you love most about National Night Out?
That I get to spend time with my friends.
Do you know why we're celebrating National Night Out?
Yes, to get all the community together.
Thank you, Bashir. We're going to go ahead now and have a presentation by Ernie Vargas, neighborhood counselor, regarding the Hawaiian Gardens rugby program. Good to have you, Ernie.
Press that. Honorable Mayor and council members, thank you for this opportunity. Just wanted to share what we've been doing this summer through the Alternatives to Gang Membership Program. So I have two workers who worked with me this summer. One was Rihanna Guzman, who did her internship here this summer. So we have a little video clip we'll show. And then we have the boys from the rugby team, as well as Christian Rodriguez, who's a former participant here back, 7-8 years ago when he started. And he'll share his little presentation with you. So we can start the video. Thank you.
My name is Rihanna Guzman, and I'm a recent college graduate from Kansas Wesleyan University. I am from Hawaiian Gardens. I went to Hawaiian Elementary, Fetty Middle School, and I graduated from Artesia in 2011. I took this internship, but after the first speech I gave at Melbourne Elementary to the 6th graders and the 8th graders at Betty Middle School, I realized I wanted to be of service to these kids. These kids were not only learning how to play rugby, they were learning the importance of responsibility, integrity, commitment, urgency. They were learning so many of these characteristics that are so essential for today's world that Ernie is not only changing, he's saving these lives. He's saving these kids. And I hope you see it through this video, how much love and respect each and every individual has for each other, for the game, and for Ernie. And I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Responsibilities like a personal task you're committed to doing, something like that.
All right.
That's all.
Anybody else? Okay, so one should read.
A duty or task you are required to, or no, required or expected to do.
Make this a part of you as a person. Have integrity. But don't be a liar. Don't be a cheat. Okay? Have loyalty to who you are, to yourself, to your team, to what you're going to do. You know, have discipline. Discipline is, you know, work hard. Be there. Do what you got to do to be. Make a commitment to what you want to do. Respect everybody. Respect your coaches. Respect who I am. So that's what I'm here for. Respect everyone else that coaches you, that you work with. Have confidence. Don't doubt. Don't doubt. Confidence is knowing who you are. You have to know that. If you don't know that, you better find out who you are. That's what builds confidence. The urgency that it's now, not tomorrow, or I'll do it later. No, urgency is now. I gotta get this done now.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Rodriguez. I'm a resident of Hawaiian Gardens, former participant of the ATGM program. And with Ernie, I've been with him since like the 7th grade. I started the program. Last year I was here talking about opportunity and what this program has given me. And last year at that point, I don't think I had even received anything that I have, like, how should I say it? At that point, I haven't got the opportunities I have now, which I was still grateful for. This program gives me everything, and at that point last year, I received a full ride scholarship to Lindenwood University for rugby. So this presentation right now is to show you the opportunity I received after that year and what this program gave me. This was last year. This is right after I talked to you guys last year on opportunity, and last year I was talking to you about the opportunity I got to play for Southern California All-Star team. So it's the best high school players in Southern California, and I made the team. And right there I'm playing against Washington's All-Star team, and we played Northern California, and I was able to go with the high school All-American team to Canada and play against the Canadian All-Star team under 18s. So that was last year, and this is my year through my first year of college. That's a little headshot they give of us. And here's my first couple of weeks of school. I was going through trials, trying to make the team. My school is ranked 3rd in the nation for rugby, and I was able to make the first team. We have over 100 kids in our school, and these trials are here to determine who makes those top teams. So the 3rd team would be the bottom half of the 50. The 2nd team is the 50 to 75, and then the top 25 make the first team, and I was able to make the first team. So a couple of weeks into school, they sent me back to California to go to the Olympic Training Center, and I was able to train at the Olympic Training Center for about a week. And in the picture on the right, that's Carlin Isles and Perry Baker. They're in the Olympics right now, and I was able to train there with them. And the other 4 guys in pink shirts are guys from my school. But yeah, we were given the opportunity to play at the Olympic Training Center. And it was eye-opening because, it's a high level of rugby. It's doable. Here I got back and I was able to make the touch national team. It's a different form of rugby, but only 11 players from my school were able to go. So it's 11 out of the 100 players, and I was the only freshman to make that team. And we went to Orlando. We played in the Worldwide Center of Sports in Orlando. I was able to play there. This is us playing under the lights. This is a couple weeks later, in I think October. We went to Massachusetts. We played the Ivy League schools over there. So we played Dartmouth, and they have a nice facility. Then we played Yale, and over there we were able to go to the Patriots Stadium. That's what these pictures are. Here's just a jersey presentation. We do this every day before a game. We go, and the coaches or the player before you gives you the jersey that you're going to wear the next day. So it's a little tradition. And that's us after we receive all our jerseys. Here's me. We had a playoff game versus Wheeling Jesuit. I was able to play in that game, and I scored a try. A try is just like a touchdown for rugby. Here's against another playoff game against University of Arizona. I was running with the ball. Here's another one. This is pretty special for me. I was given the opportunity to go try out for the under 20 national team. So my school sent me and to try out for the under 20 rugby national team, and they played against Canada. And I believe I'll go back again this year. I qualify again. After that, we came back after we played 2 seasons. One's a 15 season. 15 season, which is just 15 people on the field, and then the other one after that's done is 7s, which is what these boys played this summer. It's just 7 people on the field. It's our 7 versus your 7, the best on the field. And I made the team. They only take 14 out of that, and this is us playing against our sister school, Lindenwood Belleville. And I was able to make the team. We did trials, and I played in nationals, so this is me playing in the USA 7s Collegiate National Championships. That's me scoring a try there against Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. There's another nice picture. This is after our final game, again, in front of the big playoff right there. And this is a video, but, I mean, it's not going to be able to play right now, but it's a video of me in the nationals scoring a try. And I wish you guys could see it, but it's not going to work. And it's just us against Yale. So that's basically my presentation, and I just want to say I'm thankful for the opportunity that I was given through this program and through the City of Hawaiian Gardens, and I'm thankful for being able to come back and help coach, because I've learned all this amazing things about rugby, and I was able to just pass that down to these guys, and they did good. This year they've won. They played 8 tournaments. They won 2 first places, 3 second places, and 2 third places, and they didn't place in one tournament, but they did it very well. And when I was playing high school, people would know Hawaiian Gardens, for the Mexican kids who were playing rugby, and after a while, people started getting serious about it, and they started recognizing Hawaiian Gardens, and we started getting a really great reputation around Southern California Youth Rugby Association, and one of our last tournaments, one of the coaches for the Griffins, which is what I played in that first picture there, noticed these guys, and they're saying, hey, why don't you guys come try out, because none of them try out for the team, and they're getting noticed. So they're getting noticed by that, and Nike Rugby was there, and they also noticed them, and they say they're playing great. And I just want to say, this program is giving many opportunities, and it's doable for these guys. So it started here for me, and I was able to get all that, and it's very doable for these guys. So thank you.
Would you boys just stand up? So I just wanted to give them recognition for the accomplishments. More than anything, the opportunity that's afforded to them is that what wasn't here before is now here. So it gives an opportunity for the future for kids to stay out of trouble. See, we didn't mention that. That's the main thing. Some of these guys, Gustavo, these guys, how many of you guys been since the 7th grade? Right? Okay. So I don't know if I had pictures, you'd see how little they were. You wouldn't believe that they could play, but it's a tribute to our community, I would say, that our kids, regardless of where you're from, if you're from wherever, or you're from Hawaiian Gardens, or just wherever you're from, you can accomplish anything. Doesn't matter. So I'd like to just thank you. If you have any questions, I'd like to answer them. Thank you, boys. Have a seat.
Well, I notice you still call them boys. Those are men.
Well, they're getting there. They're sophomores. I'll call them men when they've achieved that.
But it just goes to show you that you've invested with them. You've been working with them since they were boys. But I just
Okay. All right. Sorry, men.
Yeah. Congratulations, you guys, on your hard work, on your teamwork. And Christian, wow, that's some good news, man. And I remember watching you play, Christian, a couple of different times, and I thought, that guy's crazy. And look at you, just kept going. So, Christian, do you know the guys that are in Rio right now?
I trained with a couple of them.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, that's cool. Well, thank you so much, and thank you, Ernie, too.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I have a quick question for Christian. Well, first off, I want to thank you for coming back to Hawaiian Gardens in your break time and being of service to Ernie and to the team and really being a role model. So thank you for that. I know that they appreciate it. We appreciate it because that's what it takes, a role model who came from Hawaiian Gardens, showing these kids that anything really is possible. Congratulations on your scholarship. Thank you. Did your school beat Yale?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay. You didn't mention that, so congratulations on that.
Thank
and
you.
Then once again, just thank you again for coming back and not forgetting that you came from Hawaiian Gardens. And
of course.
We need more young adults like yourself being role models. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, Christian. I just wanted to let the people know that I knew him when he was in the 7th grade. And I used to cook for the team because their custom is, if you're the home team, you barbecue for the other team and the home team. So I was the cook for a few years, and And back in those days, they used to be like cavemen. Go at each other. But they started learning the rules, and it's a sophisticated game. And what he brings to the table is speed, and he can think quicker than his feet run. So he's very intelligent on the field, and that's what he's going to instill in these guys. It takes the technique. So you're going to really raise the bar. But let me just share about the teams that came before you who did it with the muscle, right?
Right.
I was cooking one time, and buses pulled up, and they had teams from England and teams from Scotland that came to play Hawaiian Gardens because their first year they won the whole thing. I don't know what they call it, the Southern California Championship. So other countries that play the sport wanted to know how this little Mexican neighborhood won this, so they came to play us. And I seen them running down the field with cameras, TV cameras running back and forth. I was thinking, what's going on here? But they came to play our boys. But that gave recognition, so now you guys are being recognized everywhere. So good job for stepping up to that call. And thank you very much for coming back.
No, thank you.
Gentlemen, listen, learn, and do it. Good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was a good presentation. See, you got to do it more, Ernie. I've been telling Ernie, you got to get these guys over here and do a presentation. So it's really great. It's great to see things that young people are doing in this community and the good programs that we have going on. So this is definitely one of those great programs. We now have a presentation by Stan Otake, CEO, and Jennifer White, Director of Business Development, regarding the Gardens Regional Hospital and Medical Center.
Thank you very much, Mayor Bruce, and good evening, fellow council members. What an inspirational story about our local rugby players at Gardens Regional Hospital and Medical Center in Hawaiian Gardens. We have a lot of work to do and a lot to learn from this rugby team. On April 22nd of this year, I became the CEO of the hospital, and the task at hand was either a community hospital that has been in place since 1997 was either going to close, or we would have to work hard to push it into a bankruptcy situation and find a buyer to continue a hospital operations, both for the employees, the doctors, and for the local community. Now, clearly the hospital has had its challenges to get into a bankruptcy position over the years, had many different problems, many of which were highly publicized. And on those issues, the current management team and the hospital staff, the board of directors, we embrace those problems as ours, and we're trying to move forward to try to fix that situation. But with the June 6th bankruptcy filing, the hospital was able to go through an active bidding process in which the hospital was bought by a traditional hospital operator from Orange County called Global Hospitals. In Orange County, Global operates Western Medical Center, Santa Ana. I believe it's called Global Orange County. They have a Coastal Communities Hospital, which is now called Global South Coast. There's a Chapman Medical Center and a hospital, Western Meds Anaheim is, I believe, now Global Anaheim. So with a sophisticated hospital operator, the City of Hawaiian Gardens Regional Hospital has a second life to be able to once again give back to the community and try to fulfill its mission in providing quality medical services, both for the community, the doctors, and also the hardworking employees at the hospital. In attendance today is our admitting manager, Cindy, who has started at the hospital as a admitting clerk, and over the years she's now the admitting manager. And I had a chance to talk to her, and it was during my first month over there, and I go, what's been happening over here at the hospital? And she shared with me that there was a day that there were 60 patients, 100 patients in the hospital. There's a time where there's a profitable surgical program, one of the first bariatric surgical programs in Southern California. Dr. Mal Phoebe brought that program from a hospital in Bellflower to Hawaiian Gardens many years ago, and it received a Circle of Excellence award from various payers as one of the top bariatric surgical programs in Southern California. But a lot of changes happened, mistakes made by hospital management, and I asked Cindy, why are you still here? And she goes, I've received offers and continue to receive offers from other hospitals. A lot of managers that way stand here at the hospital, but my heart is here at the hospital. And that's what I walked into, is a situation where mistakes were made, but at the core of Gardens Regional is a hardworking staff in which they have been there because their heart is there. And with that being said, this is the first step for the hospital to be able to move forward. A lot of inspiring stories from the community. I want to thank Councilmember Trimble for his first-hand visit to tour our hospital and see the changes. We are fully compliant with Medicare regulations, compliant with our accreditation, and a new day will dawn at Gardens Regional with a new hospital operator that is pending a Attorney General approval process, which will probably take 60 to 90 days. So, any questions?
I had a question. How many years do you have that hospital leased for?
The hospital has a 9-year lease remaining, and through the auction process, and we'll let it go through its own process with the new operator, but there's a conditional use permit in place tied into the Gardens Casino, which requires a 24-hour emergency department in place there. But now that's a battle, I believe, not for today, but to be considered by the new owners and also with the city in moving forward. But there's remains a 9-year lease in place at the hospital.
That 9-year lease, is that part of the deal that attracts this new buyer?
It actually worked against them.
Oh, it did.
So the hospital, the initial offer in the bankruptcy was $1 million offer for acute care hospital. 137-bed acute care hospital. To build a new hospital today requires maybe $1 million to $2 million per licensed bed. So from $137 million to $274 million, it would cost a new operator to build a acute care hospital that meets current earthquake retrofit standards and California hospital standards for buildings. But it was a transaction in which, at the end of the day, and this is public information, the hospital sold for $19.5 million. So in many ways, a hospital that people thought nobody wanted, but at the end of the day is very much wanted by 4 different parties who bid up the process, in which the hospital, without any real estate, sold for $19.5 million. And with that being said, a operator would have to step in there in the next 9 years, unknown whether any equipment investment they could recover from a operational profit standpoint. But I think they believe also in the opportunity to provide hospital services here in Hawaiian Gardens on the border of Orange County and the Los Angeles County area.
I had 2 more questions.
Sure.
About the write-ups or the violations that you had. Did I hear you say you have those all cleared up?
All those issues have been cleared up. We are fully deemed acute care hospital, meeting all the requirements for Medicare, and our conditions of participation have all been met. Correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this. I really appreciated your staff, their kindness, showing me around the facility, and they showed me the whole hospital. So it's opened up, because before there was places that were closed, I guess because of the violations, but now they walked me through everything, showing me their vision for even a nursery, and I was impressed with their award for their heart program they have there. So, so thank you very much. I really enjoyed it, and I wish you the best, and I hope this goes through for you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Trimble.
Yeah, you have. I had the opportunity to talk to Jennifer White, and it was a great conversation, a very long conversation, due to my questions. But just to see the passion that she has, to see the passion that your new staff has to meet the challenge, and it is a challenge because the past has some bad things in it. But I look forward to the present. I look forward to the things that you're going to do in the future. Some of Jennifer's ideas about community, involving community, are excellent ideas that I think can make that a fine community hospital. And it's just going to take some work. You've got a good staff to meet the challenge, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Mayor Bruce.
Sure.
Thank you for clarifying and giving us all that information. I think a couple of months ago, when we were presented with a list of violations from SEIU, we were all very alarmed. So I'm glad to hear that those violations have been cleared up, and I'm really looking forward to the development of the new hospital. I know a lot of our community members end up going to that hospital, so it's really important to me, and I'm sure to my fellow colleagues here on council, that that hospital remain sanitary and healthy and up to date. So we're really hoping that that's the case, simply because our residents do go to that hospital. So thank you again.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Maravilla. Thank you.
We now have a presentation by Beth Cordova, Area Manager of the Women, Infant, and Children WIC program.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. I don't know if I could live up to everyone else's presentations, though. Mine's a lot of information. So my name is Beth Cordova. I work for PHFE WIC, and please stop me if you have questions along the way, because I know a lot of. I did a presentation for a Rotary Club, and they had a lot of questions, and I was like, oh my gosh. So this will be interesting. So my name is Beth Cordova. I'm a registered dietitian. I work for PHFE WIC. WIC is a federally funded program funded by the USDA. The money's given to each state from the USDA, and the state of California funnels the monies from USDA to all the different WIC agencies in California. In California, we have 84 different WIC agencies, and we're just one of 84. So we're the largest, though, in the whole United States. To qualify for WIC, you have to be in a selected category like Mayor Bruce said, women, infant, or children, income eligible, live in an area served by WIC, and be at nutritional risk. Eligibility guidelines, women to be pregnant or breastfeeding, and women qualify up to 6 months postpartum if they're not breastfeeding, and a year postpartum if they are. If a mom has a loss of a baby, they still qualify for 6 months postpartum. Infants up to their first birthday, and children up to the age of 5. And we also encourage fathers to apply for the WIC program also, not just moms. Eligibility guidelines, for a family of 4, the household income of around $3,700 qualifies you or under. Working families with low to moderate income may qualify or usually do qualify. Immigration status is not a deciding factor. We don't look at any of that. And we also foster children are welcome into our program, and their eligibility is based on the money they receive from the state. Living in a geographic area, they must live in a geographic area served by WIC, which is pretty much all of California. Nutritional risk, they have a nutritional, medical, or dietary need. And those can be like they have low iron, they're overweight, they let's see, I don't know. It could be anything. We have so many risk codes. Not even eating the proper diet, that's a risk code. We provide nutrition education, nutrition and breastfeeding education. We issue food vouchers every month to all of our participants. We offer breastfeeding support, which includes hands-on support that you would receive at a hospital, like from a lactation nurse. And we offer pumps and referrals to other agencies. We offer nutrition education. We do it in person or online. And I just have a picture of our website there. The foods we provide, they're chosen for specific reasons. Our clients just can't buy any foods. It's specific to their category. And the foods up here, like it says, fruits, vegetables, cereals, whole grains, pasta, yogurt, peanut butter, canned tuna. We do offer formula for infants, but we do encourage women to fully breastfeed. And we also have a package for women who are homeless, meaning they don't have a stable home. They could move from place to place, so refrigeration could be an issue. So we have a package for that where there's more canned goods. Breastfeeding services, like I said, we provide breastfeeding education, classes, hands-on support one-on-one. Some of our centers have breastfeeding clinics. Most of our staff at all our WIC centers many are certified lactation educators, so they've been trained to provide the support. And for mothers who exclusively breastfeed, they receive more food in their package to support the baby's need. Referrals, we offer referrals to most programs in the community. A lot of our centers have eligibility workers, like for Medi-Cal, CalFresh, and any services in the community we can provide to them. Here's just a list. We offer referrals to DPSS. A lot of our centers offer dentistry services, mental health services, breastfeeding clinics, referrals to food banks, everything. And we're all over Southern California. Our agency, we're unique in that we cover LA County, we have centers in Orange County, and we have one center in San Bernardino County. Most WIC agencies only have a center like in one specific county or community, so we're all over the place. In this area, our closest center is in Cypress off of Lincoln across from Forest Lawn. And I learned from Cindy from Gardens Hospital that we used to be here in Hawaiian Gardens. I didn't know that. Many years ago. For the Hawaiian Gardens area, we have a little over 3,000 certified participants that we serve, mostly English speaking, some Spanish, and some other languages that are coming into the community. The Cypress WIC Center, there's a picture of them there. They, along with normal WIC services, they offer breastfeeding clinic services. Dental program from USC comes twice a month. We visit local vendors to make sure they're offering the correct WIC foods and following all the guidelines. And in the California economy, WIC, this is an estimate, WIC puts $938 million back into the community. We kind of estimated based on the number of Hawaiian Garden clients we have, which is 630, that it's about $38,000 coming into the community. That's monthly. And this is our service area, and you have a copy of this in your folder. There's certain areas like Long Beach, they have their own WIC program, City of Pasadena, their own WIC program, but clients can choose to go wherever they want to. And how to refer families, just call, go on our website. It's usually people knowing each other, doctor's offices, refer to WIC. We're out there in the community, like I know Linda Suzanne met with you, correct? Yeah, so she's another area manager that I work with. And then questions. You must have questions. Sometimes it brings up a lot of emotions.
I have a question.
Sure.
I see a lot of people getting help through the WIC, and I want to thank you very much for all the hard work.
You're welcome.
630 clients from the City of Hawaiian Gardens?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
603 go to our Cypress Center, but the rest go to our Norwalk Center, Bellflower, so kind of all over the place. But over 600 in Cypress.
I remember you were in Hawaiian Gardens, and then just a few months ago, a representative from your place came looking for another building, but they changed their mind, so they won't be coming back here, huh?
I guess not. And I just heard the beginning of that from Suzanne, who came to visit,
Yes.
that she was really excited, and I don't know what, I guess it didn't not going to work out right now.
Yeah. Well, I called her because the city manager told me it's a no-go. So I called her. She goes, hey, I just got to follow the instructions. To me, it's a no-go. I said, okay, as long as it wasn't from our part. She goes, no, it's from our part.
Oh.
So, but we were looking forward to having you because I know a lot of people from Hawaiian Gardens use WIC, and it's a great thing. But I never knew it was 6:30, so that was fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. We ran a report today, so it's accurate.
And then you have classes for these
We
girls
offer
too. They don't
nutrition
just get food and go.
education.
You
No.
teach them.
That's what's different than other public or health programs is that we
Mhm.
do offer education. We do one-on-one counseling with the moms or dads. Nutrition topics like low salt eating, fast food, how to pick proper items at grocery shopping. I mean, so many different classes we have. If you go to our website, you can be a guest and take the online classes. But the classes in person are really the best because you get interaction from everybody in the audience.
Good job.
Thank you. What other questions?
I don't have any questions because I'm very familiar with WIC.
Oh, awesome.
And you did a good job
Oh,
doing a presentation.
and Alejandra McCarty.
Yes.
who
Yeah,
says
I was,
hi.
put on my glasses to see if that was her, and it is.
She was in there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything. It's a good program for the community for anybody who needs assistance, so please go to their website and check it out, or call them at the number that was listed on the screen. And now we move to oral communications. These are for anyone with items that are on or not on the agenda wishing to speak to council. Please come forward and let us hear from you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Ursula. I'm from the office of Senator Tony Mendoza. I'm just here to update you guys of our upcoming events for the community. We're having one this Saturday, which is our health fair. We're doing this with our LA County Supervisor, Don Kanabi. I'll be leaving flyers out there for you guys wish to attend. It's a fun event with the family. We'll have games, we'll have food, and Senator Mendoza will be there as well. Our next event is our second annual Labor Day picnic. I don't know if you guys went last year. It's going to be in the city of Artesia, September the 3rd. Same thing. I'll be leaving flyers for you guys. And also we have another event. This is for students, Saturday, September the 24th. It's called DACA. It's for students from the age of 16 to 25. So if you guys in your district from school, if you guys know anybody who can actually gain information off of this, or even residents right now, you guys can ask for my business card, and I'll be glad to inform you guys more. And that's it. Okay. Yes, I will.
Thank you. Yeah, the Labor Day picnic's fun.
Yes. Oh, you did go last year.
Yes, I have been
Thank
there.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, Ursula.
Sue, was she going to leave some of those back there?
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, Council. My name is Donald Mills. I'm the president of Hawaiian Gardens Youth Football and Cheer. And I just wanted to present ourselves to you and to let you know that we want to invite you to our opening day not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday, August 20th at 11 a.m. This year we are with a new league. We're no longer with Pop Warner. We are with another association called Pacific Coast Conference, and we're very excited about joining that and trying to get and working through a new season with another organization. So we hope that you come out to wish us well.
Thank you, Donald.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your work, too, with the kids.
11 a.m. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. I'm Jan LaPointe. I've lived in Hawaiian Gardens 28, almost 29 years now. Wanted to mention to everybody that the National Night Out was a lot of fun. It was an excellent opportunity to meet your neighbors and the people who serve our community, the police officers, the sheriff's deputies, the fire department, and many other people. And the mime, Mark Wenzel, is someone that I have seen throughout the years at places including Disneyland, SeaWorld, I'm very impressed that you guys got him for the event. So thank you for that, and keep up the good work. In another area, I'm not so happy, the graffiti program. I understand that the city is not going to come and paint over graffiti on private property. I did believe that graffiti was to be reported to the graffiti hotline, even if it was on private property. I'm in a condominium, and we have the monikers being tagged on our dumpsters and on our walls, and we have no problem, we are going through and getting that stuff off. But I thought that we were, members of Hawaiian Gardens. We're citizens of Hawaiian Gardens. We pay taxes. We're voters. And I thought that the city would include us in at least wanting to get the pictures of the graffiti taken with your GPS cameras. And I was told that the city can't come onto private property to do that. Now, I'm the president of our association board, and I would be happy to personally, take them to where the graffiti is so they could take these pictures. And I'm sure maybe it was a mistake on my part. Maybe I misunderstood her. But I want to be included in this. I want our association to be included in this. And I want your help. Because I think that condominium associations should not be excluded. You wouldn't exclude apartment buildings. You wouldn't exclude commercial enterprises. I don't understand why we're being excluded from this. And I really would appreciate your help with that. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jan. I don't know why either. We will look into it, though.
I did. I talked with Juana Hernandez, and she told me they can't come onto private property and take the pictures. And it just seems outrageous. Because I'm a private citizen, I will sign a complaint if that's what needs to be done. I don't have any problem with that. I think we should be included.
Yeah, we'll check into it. Thank you. Anybody else? I see nobody else. We'll go ahead and move to the consent calendar. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to take off the consent calendar or to discuss?
I'd like to pull C2.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Then I would make a motion to approve everything else on the consent calendar.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll go to consent calendar item number 2, adopt resolution number 054-2016 to approve future donations to local schools who participate and meet the requirements in the City of Hawaiian Gardens 3K Fun Run Walk event to be used for educational materials or equipment.
Yes, Mayor and members of the City Council. Back in 2014, as part of the city's 50th anniversary of incorporation, a 3K Fun Run Walk and Health Fair event was held at Fedi Middle School with some very good success. Because of that, the event was held last year in 2015. During the process, the committee recommended that in order to increase participation and get as many of our youth from our community to participate, that an incentive be established within the schools. And that incentive was that for every city-based school, Ferguson, Hawaiian, Melbourne, Fedi, and Artesia, for those schools that were able to have at least 50 students participate, that school would receive a $500 donation from the city. Additionally, the school with the most students would receive a $1,000 donation from the city, with the understanding that these funds would be used by the schools to purchase physical education-based supplies and or equipment. So the proposed resolution in front of you tonight, staff is seeking council permission to continue this process, not only at this year's event, but also at any future 3K events that the city may conduct. I can answer any questions that you might have.
I had a question. What committee came up with this incentive plan?
Last year, there was a committee established for this event, as we do for several other events. So that committee, the special event committee for the 3K run event.
And did they bring it to council for
No.
approval?
No.
Then who approved the finances?
This was an item that there was an understanding, I think, there was a misunderstanding. It had been approved in 2014, and I think there was a perception that that meant they could do it the next year. And so in 2015, they moved ahead with that. So by the time it came to finance, it already occurred. This year, before we have the event, we wanted to bring it back to council because we realized that authorization that was given in 2014 was actually limited to 2014. But there was just a misunderstanding on that in 2015.
In 2014, who authorized it?
Council.
Council for the 1 year, for the 1 year incentive?
That is how it was worded, but I think that the thought process was that it was for future events also. And there was just a misunderstanding on that. But yes, it was brought to council and council approved it in 2014.
And
So-
it just rolled over in 2015?
It did.
And now it's
So
presented
this year,
in 2016?
So this year, when we looked at it, we recognized that we needed to bring that back to council. And you'll see that in the language, what it is doing is saying that in any time you have the 3K run, this would authorize the same incentive, so they wouldn't have to bring it back to council every meeting or every year.
So I recall when we agreed to initially do this fun run program and do the incentives was at the 50th year anniversary. And we were spending a lot of extra money on items and programs to try to celebrate our 50 years. And quite frankly, after that, for me personally, I just didn't think about the fun run. I don't think I went to that second one. No, that was it was at Fetty Field. I did go to that. But I didn't even think about incentives or anything. And I think that's what happens. And that's a problem in the city to me, when we come up with things and then the right hand forgets what the left hand did, or vice versa. And then these things just continue. And we don't really look at them and say, how's the program going? What's the goal of the program or anything? We just keep funding the programs. I think we have a lot of programs now that are going on in this city that haven't been checked in a long time. And we're looking at decrease in involvement from the city, but we continue to do them. And we fund them for an exorbitant amount. I ask our city interim manager to give me a spreadsheet to show how much we spent on the program, and this really doesn't even cover the whole thing. But if I look at this right, $13,147 for the program, T-shirts, booths, staff working, and this doesn't cover everything. This doesn't cover police. What else doesn't this cover? And it doesn't cover staff time. So this is just without any incentives, right? Or the incentives are included, the $3,000 incentives?
You had 3 schools that qualified last year, and so you have $2,000 was spent for the Fetty, Hawaiian, and then Melbourne won the $1,000.
Right, and just to briefly interject, it's a maximum of 3,000, and that would entail that all the schools meet the requirements.
Mm-hmm. I understand. So the point that I'm trying to make, shortened version, is that I think we need to carefully look at all the programs that we're offering as special events and really relook at everything. Maybe make some decisions as to what can we cut out, what is going great, what would maybe be a new good special event program that would meet some goals and objectives of our city. I think we really need to take a good hard look at those programs. In comparing this fun run event, and I remember it last year, and it was very successful, and there's a lot of people there. And I had a great time at it. I remember Zumba out there going nuts, and it was packed with people. And the National Night Out event that I just went to was packed out. It was a great event. National Night Out, we don't offer any incentives. We just say, come, support your police, support your fire department, come out, let's do a community thing. And we do spend a lot on National Night Out as well. However, I feel that's a very good investment of our money because of what it's doing and the awareness that it brings. This program, I think, is a good program, too, because it's making people aware of health and making people aware of, community again, but getting out and running, getting out and doing something, exercising. I think it's very good. But I think when the city just continues to offer incentives for everything, financial incentives, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. I don't think personally that we should be offering incentives for people to come out to the National Night Out. I don't think we should be offering incentives for people to come out to a fun run. I think the incentive should be my health and welfare and the community involvement for the National Night Out. It should be about getting to know and support my community public safety. And to me, the schools should be encouraging their kids to be involved because it is for your health and it is for the health of the community. And for National Night Out because it is public safety and it's about our safety and about others' safety. And I think sometimes the city just keeps throwing incentives at things that don't necessarily need the incentives. And we could certainly use the money in other areas that would be more important to me. So I'm with Hank. I didn't realize that the incentive thing was continuing. I thought it was the 50th anniversary, and then after that it was just people coming because they were excited about health. I didn't realize. And I wonder if we take away the incentive and we don't give any finances, I wonder if it'll be as big or if it'll continue to grow. I hope so because it's supposed to be about health. If it shrinks because all of a sudden teachers aren't interested anymore to get their kids to come because there's no money, then I ask myself as a city, well, what are we doing anyway? What is the point? So I'm not for the incentives, but you'll recall before I wasn't for the incentives that we gave schools either when it came to the bikes and Disneyland tickets. I think the city needs to be more careful, more frugal with our money. I think we can bring incentives and encouragement, plaques, recognition, things like that. I think we can do, but I don't think the city needs to be putting money into every single event. And I do think we need to look at events more carefully and figure out what are we doing to be fiscally responsible with our money. So I know it's only $3,000. At the end of the day, you're going, well, it's only $3,000. But it's 3 here, it's 5 here, it's 10 here, it's 25 here. And so I'm all for the program. I'm just not for the incentives. And again, we don't even have a policy for benevolence for schools. We haven't even developed that policy yet. And here we already have something that is outside of the policy that we currently have anyway. So I'm against it.
So after reading this resolution, I think that this incentive is not really an incentive as you put it, Mr. Bruce. It's really to purchase physical education equipment, which all of our schools need, and I think that perfectly coincides with the 3K. The 3K is really meant to engage students, teachers, community members. I was very fortunate in that I was able to attend last year, and we had so many children, family members, parents attend, and unfortunately not a lot of people even know that we have like a track at FEDI. A lot of people wouldn't know unless they get invited to the schools, and they're encouraged to go even further for the purpose of getting equipment for their schools. A couple of months ago, when I was first newly elected, I did attend as principal of the day, and I realized, I asked the teachers, I asked Ms. Lozano when she was there at Ferguson, what do you need? I want to donate my personal money. I do get a stipend as a council member. What do you need? She said, well, if you want to donate anything, we need physical education equipment. The kids go through it like crazy. We have young kids, older kids. We need hula hoops. We always need balls, the wear and tear. And sometimes the budget isn't big enough to really expand those programs and keep kids engaged in physical activities. I was very unfortunate in that I was able to donate for that. Now, $500, really? $3,000 in total, really? You created an event called State of the City Address when you became mayor, and you spent about $5,000. This last time, maybe 25 people were there, half of which were staff members and council members and your family. If you break it down, it's about $300 to $500 a person. So I don't think that $500 worth of equipment going towards maybe 1,000 students, I really don't think that's a lot of money. I think that's money well spent. We have an obesity issue in our city, in all cities, across the nation, for all children. And whatever we can do to promote public good, we should. I think that's money well spent. I don't think any taxpayer is going to be upset because we're donating $500 for students to participate in a 3K run and in return get physical education equipment. They're not getting video games. They're not getting candy. They're getting physical education equipment. In fact, I think the vice president of the school board, Mr. Chris Apodaca, would greatly appreciate this donation for his students. These are our students, our kids, my kids. Even though I don't have kids, I take all kids under my wing because, you know, these are public funds, and we're responsible for allocating them in the best way possible. You can see it as an incentive to participate. I see it as money well spent.
So do you have anything to say, Hank?
Well, I just wanted to get back to the basics where it was for the 50th year anniversary, 50 kids show up, they get the $500. I don't see how it continued the next year without council approval. And that's my biggest problem right there. You know, we all love kids. I think sometimes doing stuff as a volunteer for kids is rewarding enough, and the kids get instilled in them to be a volunteer because I'll always remember that volunteer. So I think it does a lot more value than the $500. And the school has a budget, and they take care of their kids. I drive by the schools a lot in Hawaiian Gardens, and they got balls, hula hoops. They're running. They're doing their thing. They're not twiddling their thumbs. They're fine.
I think it's important to make a point, though, that, you know, I get what you're saying, Mr. Trimble, but we can't act like we're fiscally responsible and then create events that self-serve a message that's not even approved by the entire council. I think, you know, if we're going to say we're fiscally conservative, we should always be fiscally conservative, even when we're talking about a State of the Union address, which is self-serving to the mayor, whoever the mayor may be. It may not be you, it may be me one day. You know, when you only have 20, 25 people attending, you have to question, like, is that really money well spent? $5,000, $6,000, whatever the case may be. Like I said, $3,000 to have all these kids participate and be happy and proud and see all this cool equipment that they're going to get. I don't see anything wrong with that. In fact, a lot of the schools may be able to purchase something innovative, equipment that they may not otherwise be able to afford. I think anything to keep our kids safe, engaged, active. I don't think that's, you know, we had the rugby team here. A lot of them became interested in rugby, and perhaps they didn't like basketball, softball, or whatever it may be. So, you know, that just really diversifies what the schools can purchase, and I don't think $500 for each school is a lot of money.
Okay. I will go ahead and make a motion so that we can vote on this. My motion is that we not approve, that we approve the program. The question isn't that we approve the program, it's already approved, but that we do not approve the funding for incentives, but that we encourage and continue to encourage the program. That's my motion, if I can get a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, let's have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Okay. Moving on. To discussion items. Consider authorizing staff to issue a request for proposal, RFP, for labor relations and negotiations services. In looking at this particular item, I would like to, I'd like to remove it for a future consideration. And the reason being is we're about ready to interview two firms as legal counsel. I think this is a good first thing to put on the agenda for legal counsel to look at. And I would feel more comfortable if legal counsel that we selected was looking at this issue rather than us just, again, going out for an RFP and negotiating for services with people that we're, you know, kind of blind about. So that's why I would like to remove it and table it. Does anybody?
I'd second that if you made the motion. Did you make a motion?
Do I need to make a motion to table it? So I'll make the motion to table it.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any other discussion? No? Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Is there any new business? No new business? Oral staff reports?
Yes, Mayor and members of the City Council, two events that are approaching that I wanted to announce for the benefit of the community. This weekend, August 13th and 14th, the city is hosting the 16th annual Robert Canada Friendship Powwow. This event will take place at Ferguson Elementary School. On Saturday the 13th, the hours are 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. And on Sunday the 14th, the hours are 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's at Ferguson Elementary School. The following weekend, on Sunday, August 21st, the city is hosting a boxing show here at the C. Robert Lee Activity Center at 1 p.m., and that's on Sunday, August 21st.
Is there a cost for the boxing show?
Yes, admission is $8. Children 12 years and under with a paid adult can enter for free.
All right, thank you. Any oral council reports?
Well, I just have to say that that I really enjoyed seeing the community on our march to the celebration at the Safety Center, walking down Clarkdale, seeing Clarkdale Park, and going up Saint Street. A lot of waves from the people. That was very cool, and I think they really appreciated it. I really enjoyed the things that were said, the police officers' involvement. I thought it was a fantastic thing. They even had the motors there, or the motorcycle police officers were there, and it was just a friendly and safe-looking event. I just wanted to say also that I've been going to this JPA meeting, and things are heating up with casinos and Indian reservations wanting to open up their casinos on non-Indian property, and there's a lot of legislation going on, and which is another reason why I'm kind of trying to look at what we're spending. I know we're going to be having a meeting Wednesday at 5 o'clock with Juan Serrano, Special Events Coordinator, to reevaluate everything that we're doing, and I'm looking forward to that. That's all I have to say.
Meyer, anything? I just want to say that it was a fantastic time. National Night Out was great. I want to commend your staff, Steve, on putting that together. Linda Sinaga did a great job. The decorations were great. The momentum, the excitement, the crowd, the community, and it was all very, very good. It was a good time. I was glad to be able to participate in that. So kudos for that. We have two council members that are absent tonight. Are we going to have the report on Myra's trip to Washington anytime soon? That was an expensive trip. And you haven't reported on like what happened. You're supposed to.
I gave an oral report at the last meeting. And if you recall, I went to Mexico at the exact same time that Hank went to Mexico, and Hank still has not reported on that trip. So what is your point?
Well, my point was not about Hank. It was about you.
Right, because you're like,
trip.
And I gave my report at the last meeting. If that was not sufficient for you and the community wants more information, the community can ask me and I can give them a personal report.
I just thought that was just a brief overall thing.
You're welcome to come to my office and I could explain to you all the details of my trip if you'd like.
You don't need to be offended. I was just asking. Okay.
And let me clarify this. I did give an oral report that night, and then I said if you want to see my videos, I'd bring them, but they were the same pictures.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the Mexico slideshow.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I'd be glad to bring my pictures. But I did give an oral report that same night that everyone else did.
Okay, so with that, was that sufficient then? What she gave? I just thought, from what I read, it's supposed to be more of a detailed kind of a summary, and I don't know. Is that sufficient? I mean, you can answer me later. But.
Right. So currently, the review that we've done, you're required to make a report. The report should be sufficient. But then Linda and I have been working on coming up with a uniform written report so that all council members could submit the same thing, but the city currently doesn't have that.
Okay, so that's something we can talk about as a policy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that would be good to put on the agenda. Okay, so that's all we have. We don't have a closed session. We'll adjourn. Well, actually, I can't adjourn because I got to go to the RDA meeting. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. It's such a short meeting. Well, I'll adjourn this meeting then, and then we'll go to the RDA meeting. This meeting, regular city council, will be held on Tuesday, August 23rd, the next one at 6 p.m. So this meeting is adjourned, and we'll go to the RDA council meeting. So the RDA meeting, on the agenda here, there's only 2 consent calendar items. Would anyone like to remove either one to discuss?
No.
Okay, seeing no one, then I'll make a motion that we approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's no discussion items, new business, so we'll go ahead and adjourn to the next regular successor agency meeting to be held Tuesday, August 23rd, 2016 at 6 p.m.